Hey everybody, welcome to another video. So today I thought I'd try something a little bit different. Today I'm heading up north to the town of Gray, Maine to visit the Maine Wildlife Park. For those of you who might not know, I actually live in the state of Maine and I find this place to be very close to home. I've always enjoyed every time I visit there. First time I ever visited was a field trip for school back when I was in 4th grade, and it was such a blast to be able to see all those animals up close and personal. The Maine Wildlife Park is a wildlife sanctuary that treats animals that cannot be released in the wild, whether they're human dependent, orphaned, or have a permanent injury. It's also open to the public for education purposes, so the people of Maine get to see some of the animals that are here in the state. It originally started as a pheasant farm in the 30s for hunting. After 50 years, the pheasant thing was shut down and it almost risked closing entirely. But it was saved by the state legislature after persuasion from locals, and slowly throughout the 90s it became the sanctuary that it is today. So that's where I'll be heading off to today. You ready to join me? Let's go! Okay guys, so I just arrived at the Maine Wildlife Park in Gray. Another thing I should mention, even though it's owned by the Maine Department of the Inland Fisheries and Wildlife Service, it actually doesn't receive any federal or state funding. It's entirely funded off of guest fees and grants and donations and things like that. So let's go in. Over there, they're doing some construction. I think it might be on a new entrance for next year's season. Seems there's a little group here today, maybe just a good group. So until they finish construction, here's the temporary entrance. Now here it's really cheap to get in, but they only accept cash and checks. But they do have an ATM here in case you don't have any checks. Seems today the keepers will be talking about the moose and the foxes. Maybe I want to see that. So here are just some rules and some information. Here's a map of the park, and there's some rules there. So the park is open from 9:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., but any guests still in the park at that time can stay until 6. And they are open from April to October, I believe. Last year, though, there was a big northeastern that caused some damage to the facility, so they delayed their opening that year by a month. So there we go, walking in. I gotta say, it's a nice little place. They also have a visitor center, a snack shack, and a gift shop here. But they also mention all this on their website, so if you want more details, just look there. And they have some nice little grills for cooking, and they're busy constructing over there. There's the snack shack over there. I might check that out later. But I think my first stop will be the bathroom. Here we've got bucks for the males, does for females. Quite a dear little analogy, if you ask me. So my next stop, I guess, will be the visitor center. Ooh, but first, and here is just a little promotion booth for the nature store. It's just a little gift shop. I think I'm going to stop there on the way out. Yeah, the park is also open to school tours, so there are a few kids there. They also have these little slabs here around the park. So let's see. Which non-venomous Maine snake coils up, vibrates its tail, and may actually strike and bite? The answer: the non-poisonous milk snake. These are very helpful snakes, eating many small rodents in farmlands, meadows, and woodland edges. Cool. This is a little logo for the Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife, and gotta take a few steps back to show you how massive it is. So next, we are going into the visitor center.
George.
And I think here is a show where all these different animals can be found. So let's see where the moose is. Ooh, nice. Here we have an eastern Bush turtle. There is a little guy. And another one down here. And here is a musk turtle. There's two of them. Here's a spotted turtle. Oh, there's two of them. Oh. Dang. Beneath that is a wood turtle. And a blameless turtle. Nice. Some parrots here. And where are the animals? And here's a little house for bats to live in. Next up is the nocturnal creature exhibit.
Up over here.
How many moths, beetles, and mosquitoes can one bat eat in one night? Up to 1,000 insects per night. Oh my gosh. And here we go into the nocturnal creatures exhibit. The light in here is extremely dimmed down, not to disturb the animals. Hello? Anything here? Oh, there is something there. Oh my gosh, it's a few chinchillas. No wonder they weren't there. Maybe out here. There's one right there. Look at him. Where'd he go? Now there is what's supposed to be a little nature trail, but it was closed because it was damaged during last year's northeaster. So next up are the deer and small mammals. There's a very wide open space for them, but you gotta look extra hard in order to see them. I see one. Now where is it? Ah, there it is. Look at it. It's beautiful. And over there is a piebald deer. There's a buck there. And a doe right over there. Yeah. Okay, I was wrong. I think they're both bucks. Up next, we have a pair of raccoons. Here's one coming down a tree. And there's the other one. Reminds me of a few raccoons that came in and killed our chickens. Or a small number. Yeah, this one's occupied. But it says they'll have it changed up for a future resident. Now this is supposed to be for a beaver, but I don't see it. Maybe it's hiding in its lodge somewhere. It was here a few weeks ago. And over here is the newest addition, a little possum. Gotta be quiet. And over here is supposed to be a skunk, but I can't see it. Maybe it could be in there? Not yet. And this one's unoccupied. No surprise. Over by the deers again. I see 1, 2 does. That is just beautiful. I should mention that there are a nice few wooden sculptures throughout the park. I heard there's an event coming up where you'll get to see actual chainsaw artists carve up sculptures from this wood. Over here is a little shack. I think it's for some animals that are not ready for the actual enclosures yet. How much is a beaver pelt worth? Fur prices change annually, so one beaver fur can be worth from $13 to $30. Wow, that must be more in today's money. So as you can see, they have picnic tables for when you can have little small gatherings or school trips. That's why there were some kids having a little snack here earlier. And over here is like a little stage area. The keepers here can host events and have audiences sit there. Last summer I was here and they were talking about birds of prey. Before we go on and see some more animals, there's one more stop that I like to make, and I think it might be very nice for you all to see. Here is the Warden Service Museum. And here we go inside. A little snowmobile, don't know what that's called. A little canoe about the history of the wardens. And here, this nice little plaque is an honor to all the game wardens of Maine who died in the line of duty. So in light of timing, we're going to deviate away and instead travel to the birds. But first, here is the nature store. Sadly, it is closed today, so I won't be able to get anything from there. Here is the backyard bird exhibit. These are birds that we could find in our backyard. Oh, looks like we've got a crow. Or maybe that's a raven, I can't tell. There was a raven here at one point. Oh, we got some more birds here. Don't know what these are called. Maybe they're pheasants, I'm not quite sure. Oh, this is under construction. I was here a few weeks ago and it had some geese in there. Oh, I spoke too soon, there is a goose in there. Honk! So this enclosure is empty. I remember being here a few years ago and that's where a barn owl would sit. Oh, there's 2 geese there. Nice. No, there's 3. Hello. Next here is an American kestrel. And there he is, right up there. Hello, little kestrel. You are just beautiful. It's a beautiful little falcon. I found some more geese back there. Next up, one of my favorites, a pair of barred owls. Hi there. I hear birds like you in my backyard all the time. So, these next 2 enclosures are not occupied. Oh! Avian influenza, otherwise known as bird flu. Oh, and there's a red-tailed hawk, but it's away for a vet. And this one seems unoccupied, but I was here a while ago and there were some pheasants there. Maybe they moved the other enclosure. Next one, another favorite of mine, the great horned owl. Hello? You are just a beauty. Yes, you are. Hi. Lastly, at the birds, we have 2 eagles. We have a bald eagle. I know it's here. Ah, there it is. And over here, we have a golden eagle. Hello. Maine turtles lay their eggs in spring and summer. What determines the ratio of boys and girls when they hatch? Higher egg incubation temperatures produce more females, while lower egg Ocean temperatures produce more males. So that's why dudes are cool and chicks are totally hot, dude.
Can I get a box turtle? Hi, we're not gonna hurt you.
Next up, here is a little wetland trail. You just go down there. I'll see what that's about. Okay, I'm looking here. Doesn't look like there's anything here, just a wetland, but great potential for wildlife. See a fake duck and a fake heron. What 6 fish species are raised and released in water statewide by the Department of Fish and Wildlife's Hatchery Division? Brook trout, brown trout, rainbow trout, lake trout, splake, and landlocked salmon. Well, that's where I'm going next. So next up is the Dry Mills Hatchery. It's a little ways, so I will spare you guys the trip. How many fish are raised and stocked out each year in Maine's rivers, lakes, streams, and ponds by the Department of Fish and Wildlife's Hatchery Division? 1.2 million. Whoa. And here is where all the fish are located. Yeah. They have these nice little dispensers so you can feed the fish too. All you have to do is put in a quarter. There we go. Watch this. That's what happens when they go crazy for the food. Okay, next up are some other animals. I will show you those in a little bit. But first, I heard that some of the keepers are going to give a talk in a few minutes about this guy, the moose.
There's a mom one. Now you can do it. Wait, I think the dog just do that. I think that's just the dad one. I think that's
There's the moose in the background.
We can see them. You do? You think it's the dad one?
kill it. What?
That's nuts. 12 years. He's turning 12 the first week of June. And he came to us when he was only a few days old. He was about 3 or 4 days old when he got to us. And he was an abandoned moose calf. So moose moms keep their babies with them usually for a full year. So Byron definitely could not have survived on his own. My name is Jade. I take care of...
So here's supposed to be a little duck pond. They're right now talking about the moose, doing it in various groups. So there's some big cats over there. But first, I'm gonna go over there to see some black bears. On the way out of the bear exhibit, we have an exhibit for coyotes. This is gonna be good. There's one way out there. Yeah, it's a beauty. Oh. There's another view of it. It's beautiful. Well, now I'm going a little bit more upward. And next stop is some foxes. There's the red fox. Oh, it's coming towards me. And up there's just a other viewpoint. They might have to talk about foxes later. There's another one right down there. There's another red fox over there. And the 2 over there. It's from the other viewpoint, which you can see. Next here is the cougar exhibit. Oh. might not be able to see it too well, but there's a bobcat right up there. And over here is a lynx trying to sleep.
This one's walking around though.
Here's the bobcat again. And here's another lynx sleeping. Yeah. Aw, look at the beauty. Okay, the nature store is open now. So what it's done is it displays all the items they have. You use a clipboard to say what you want. Okay. And lastly is the snack shack. They've got a nice little penny picture here. So I just got those snack at the snack shack and all these at the gift shop. Well, that's everything they've got here at Maine Wildlife Park. I can't see anything right now because I'm about to head out, but I will tell you what I think once I get home. Well, I just got back home from Maine Wildlife Park. Well, I personally had a really great time. It's fun being able to see all those animals up close and personal. I do have some mixed feelings about the empty enclosures. On one hand, I do want to see the animals. On the other hand, it means there aren't any of those animals that need to be at the park. They're able to be out in the wild like they should be. I'm actually happy the nature store was open. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I didn't see it was open yet. That's because it opened at a later time. I should also mention that one of the things I got from there was from my mom, because I knew she appreciated it. And the last time I had been there, I also got these 2 figurines for myself. I can just see it now. That's just how I feel about it. I hope maybe this might give you an idea about whether or not you might want to visit it someday or not. Make of that what you will. So that was Maine Wildlife Park. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video.